Thanks, Tammy. There's actually some good news to report in this neighborhood. I spoke to some homeowners and they said the water has receded. They now just have to draw out their basements. Now, I want to show you why we had the flooding problem this morning. It's because of the South Harrells Ferry road construction project. This project is making the section of road go from 2 lanes to 4, but in the process, all the excess dirt from all the heavy equipment and construction is filling all the drainage ditches in the area. You can see that basically all this dirt is coming in and plugging those little culverts, and since this area has a lot of cement and concrete around with all the roads and the parking lots and the streets, there's just nowhere for the water to go. So then it goes into these people's homes, into their basements, into their first floor of their homes, and they are then left having to clean up the mess. So we spoke to the city to find out what they're doing to fix this problem. This project is going to go on for another 3 months, and we are in the rainy season, and they just said they're working as quickly as they can to clean out the culverts when this flooding happens. We'll send it back to you.
We are seeing some of the strongest wind and rain right now in Baton Rouge. You can see behind me here, this tree is down. You can see these trees just shaking. Stuff is flying down. The wind, you can barely even stand. We're going to send it back to you in the studio as we continue to keep our eye on Hurricane Gustav here in Baton Rouge.
Thanks, Tammy. The Extreme roller coaster, one of Dixieland's most popular rides, is shut down this afternoon. Police say around 11 o'clock this morning, 21-year-old Lindsay Zeno fell from this ride, fell to her death. She died a short time later at the hospital. Now, police aren't saying much about how this happened, nor is park management, but witnesses that we spoke to who did not want to go on camera say she was on one of the ride's many flips when her safety harness somehow became unattached. She was left dangling from the ride, holding onto that safety harness before her arm strength just gave out. She fell 30 feet. Like I said, she was taken to the hospital where she died a short time later. We spoke to the fire marshal who inspects this ride annually. He says this park has a long history of passing safety inspections. It's a very safe park, and this ride was inspected as early as June 21st. It passed, so this investigation is ongoing. They're trying to figure out just how a girl could have fallen to her death on what has been in the past a very safe ride. Let's send it back to you in the studio. Ascension Parish is really the place to be if you need supplies. Many organizations working together to bring people stuff. We have boxes of ready-made food, 2 bags of ice. You also get 2 bottles of water, 2 packs of water like this. All you need is a driver's license to pick this up, and then swing over here. All those trucks there constantly bringing in more supplies from out of state, wanting to keep this going for 24 hours if they can. Again, all you need is a driver's license to pick up these supplies. Let's send it back to you in the studio. This time of year, Noel Bunal usually wouldn't be the only passenger on his boat.
It's blowing right now. Our business relies on recreational fishermen.
But oil on the Louisiana coastline.
It's terrible.
Means Noel and others like him had to cancel vacations for customers around the world.
We're just starting to hit our busy season.
Can I guarantee them that if they jump on a flight in June, are we going to fish? No. Do I hope and pray? Yes.
Waterways crucial to fishing guides in Boothville are in the path of this oncoming sludge.
Part of it's going to grow back, but we're going to lose a lot.
Putting birds, vegetation, and other wildlife in jeopardy. Not to mention everyone's income.
If that thing is flowing oil for 3 months, we're done.
And the effects reach far beyond boat captains. There's not much happening at Cypress Cove Marina.
We're all dressed up and no place to go. I'm not worried about short term as much as I'm worried about long term.
Oil has put this industry on standby.
You don't know if it's going to be here next year or not.
Docking, much more than just pay.
Little pig, better let me in.
Whether it's pre-K
Did a good job.
or the 4th grade,
2 parts for a resistor.
we head to class for the basics in reading, writing, and arithmetic.
A rod made of carbon.
But at St. Helena Elementary, there's another reason to go to school:
1 bowl and 2 crackers, come on.
a hot meal.
Some of them are hungry.
Lunch is an important time.
They really enjoy their meals. Make sure you eat that salad.
It's a guaranteed meal in a district where 95% of the students live in poverty.
It helps. And then they don't have to worry about, well, what my baby gonna eat at home.
St. Helena works on a 4-day school week, leaving some to wonder how well these kids eat during the other 3 days. That's where the Boys and Girls Club comes in. Arnold Strader is one student who needs extra help.
Because I be hungry.
87.
Each week, he and dozens of others line up to receive a bag from the organization and the food bank.
Pudding.
Inside, food for the rest of the weekend.
Every night, I don't have nothing to eat, and I have to eat something out the bag.
Breakfast and lunch covered.
They're looking forward to the bags coming home.
You got a lot of good treats in it.
And the charge for these goodies, a bargain considering the situation some of these kids face.
Starving.
Just 3 days a week at the Boys and Girls Club.
Our enrollment was still low, so we decided to try the food.
It's very great to have them bags.
What's your name, darling?
And each Thursday, the line gets longer and longer. The youngest among us now carrying a very adult responsibility. In St. Helena, Rachel Slavik, NBC 33 News. On the flooded streets in the Pecan neighborhood of New Roads, water wasn't the only problem.
They were stealing.
Neighbors told to leave when a pump failed came back to find their homes looted.
That's sad, man.
We're actually inside one of these homes, and you can see on the floor how wet it is. They dealt with flooding, but then when they got back inside, once the waters receded, they had a bigger problem. Looters, look, you can see that these people ransacked these people's home looking for any valuable items.
Anything that they could have just taken on their body, they took.
Homes ripped apart.
We're not nasty people to leave this house like this. They went all in this closet.
Valuables missing.
The big screen television, it's gone. My house is ruined.
And part of the frustration, people wanted to get back into their homes over the last few days, but couldn't.
They assured us that someone would be here to watch over the houses, and no one was here, obviously.
He's coming right now.
And just as our cameras started rolling, a chase and a suspect now in custody. A small reprieve, but still not enough.
They should have shot him. I never thought I would say that.
After all, these folks didn't think they'd have to worry about belongings above the flood line. Rachel Slavik, NBC 33. When you first meet Dustin Harless, there's one thing you'll learn pretty quickly.
This is a handmade broom. Yeah, I'm definitely a Harry Potter fan.
A fan since high school.
That's me with Hagrid. That's my favorite character.
Dustin has the proof to back up his dedication.
This is my magic wand. I have the sure grip handle for quick dueling.
So it was only fitting that when Dustin went out for a sport, Quidditch would be his game of choice.
LSU, are you ready? Texas A&M, are you ready?
The very game J.K. Rowling brought to life in a book is now a club sport at LSU.
I feel like you're a child again because you're just like having, all kinds of fun.
At first, people really look at you like you're totally insane.
All right, ready?
Of course, there has to be a few changes to the rules.
The original sport from the Harry Potter universe involves flying on brooms.
Feet are firmly planted on the ground in this version, but the brooms are a must.
It's hard to take yourself really seriously when you're running around with a broom between your legs. There are 2 red and 1 blue bludger.
The lingo's the same.
Only the beaters can use them, and if somebody gets hit with a bludger, if they're holding a ball, they have to drop it.
But you won't hear it in any traditional sport, and it helps to be a Potter fan if you really want to understand what's going on.
Just don't roughhouse their secret at all.
Like the book, teammates score points by throwing a quaffle. Meanwhile, the snitch, or at least the modified version, hides from the seekers the very same position played by Harry Potter.
Whoever catches the snitch has 30 points, and that's the end of the game.
So with so much on the line, these players will go to extremes.
Probably the most interesting snitch catch in the history of Quidditch.
LSU's seeker refused to let the snitch get the best of him. That's a win for the Tigers. Never mind the sacrifice to personal hygiene.
Probably gonna need a Clorox bath when I get back to my apartment.
He's in it to win it. We won our first 2 games, so we've won the day.
Quidditch has definitely moved beyond the fields of Hogwarts, while still letting young adults relive some of their favorite Potter moments.
You kind of have to let go and be a kid again, kind of to run around with the broom between your legs.